Hi guys, welcome to the CA classroom. In today's series, we are going to see something new and interesting for CA inter students. We are going to talk about articleship experience in different firms, right from small size to big fours. Now, what we are going to do in Jan 2021 is weekly we'll be releasing a few videos which will help CA students to decide where you want to join for articleship. When I was a student, I didn't have this awareness. So today I want to share this awareness with all of you. So what we are going to discuss in these series, if you see, we are going to talk about first articleship experience in large size firms, mid size firms, and small size firms. We will also be talking about articleship experience in big fours in various departments of big fours. Then we'll have separate videos to discuss about articleship in big fours versus mid size firms, the pros and cons, and also very important, what happens if you to your career if you choose to do dummy articleship. So today we are going to discuss about articleship experience in large and mid-sized firms. Basically, we're going to focus today on large firms. So we will have on our show today CA Sai Karan, who has done his articleship with S. Venkatraman Co. S. Venkatraman Co. is a firm which has 10 partners and more than 70 to 80 articles and in existence for more than 40 years in Chennai. So he has done his articleship with S. Venkatraman Co. and currently he's a qualified chartered accountant who's working as a manager and having a team under him working in a firm which is based out of New York. So first, let us welcome Sai Karan on the show.
Hi, Karthik.
Yeah. Hi, Sai Karan. So how this is going to work, Sai Karan, is I will have some questions for you and you can answer those questions. So let's quickly move to those questions. So question number one for you, Sai Karan, is how is the experience to do or to pursue CA articleship in a large firm such as S. Venkatraman and Co., where you had so much exposure? And can you also share with us the kind of exposure you got in S. Venkatraman Co.?
So the first major decision we take in our life when it comes to chartered accountancy course is where you want to do your articleship, because it's going to define a lot of things for you moving forward, and you have to make the right choice, and there's a pressure on you because you have to do it all by yourself. So that's the same kind of pressure I faced with. I went with my blind intuition that this firm would suit me, and it made a lot of difference for me this time when I did it and realized that I made the right choice. Obviously, I thought I made the bad choice for the first 6 months because it's basically a new atmosphere, new place, new kind of work and everything. But then, as and when I got to know a lot of things about the field I'm going to work in for rest of my life, it made a huge impact. And I think a large size firm had given me all the kind of exposure I needed in this particular given field. It had equipped me to let's say it equipped me to deal with all kinds of problems thrown at me from all kinds of clients. So the exposure wise, I mean, large size firms, the good thing about large size firms is that they have clients of all types, because they have the hunger to make it big. So they don't let any opportunity led by. With a given minimum resource, they do the maximum kind of work they can, which teaches you the efficiency in an audit or in any kind of project given to you. So I think I had the best time and the worst time, but it was worth it.
Yeah.
Uh,
So you got exposed to both audit and tax and different fields also, right?
yes. So I was able to work in bank audits. I was able to work in tax audits. I was able to do statutory audits. I was able to do internal audits for Navaratna companies. So it was a good exposure.
Oh, that's nice, Sai Karan. So let's move to the next question, Sai Karan. So the
Yeah.
second question is, who do you think should opt for doing articleship in these kind of firms? Like students will be confused saying, sir, what is good for me? Like, should I go to a big four or mid-sized firm or large firm? So like, which kind of student do you think should opt for these kind of firms?
Basically, a large size firm, as I said, they have the hunger to grow, and where there is scope for growth, there is scope for a lot of changes. And where you're involved in a lot of changes, you are involved in a lot of you evolve as a person in your career as well. A lot of changes happen when you're part of it. You learn a lot of things. The exposure for learning is more when you are in the part of the growth process. And large size firms are always in the part of that growth process because they have not made it yet big. And this is where you get to know a lot of things. So where would this be useful for me? In employment, obviously not, but in practice, definitely yes. So I would say that it would make a lot of sense for people who wants to start their own practice, to go join a large size firm actually.
Okay, so with students like who want to have their own firm practice in the future, mid-size firms and large size firms are going to be very helpful for them.
Yeah, yes.
Perfect. So we'll go to the last question. So the last question in this topic is, can you just summarize quickly, like from your 3 years experience and overall experience, like what are the few pros and cons of pursuing articleship in large size firms?
Pros, like I said, the diversification of clients you will be able to handle is a lot more bigger in large firms. The possibility or the probability, what you might call, is more there. Next, you will get to work with your partner as a day-to-day affair. I'm not saying you won't get it elsewhere, but it's going to be a day-to-day affair in a large size firm because of the limited resources, or I wouldn't call it limited resources, but to make use of the maximum available of every resource they have, they would do everything. So even the topmost person in the management level also be involved in everything. So that is one thing where you will be able to understand, and your mentor you will be in contact with your mentor right in front of you. Like, you will have different types of mentor who are in different stages of their career. For example, your senior will be just 2 years ahead of you, and your audit manager is going to be 5-6 years ahead of you. Your partner is going to be 20 years ahead of you. So you can see your life, you're basically the timeline where you want to be and what you want to do is right in front of you, and it's a easier thing for you to like conclude how you want to take it. That's one of the pros. The other pros is a slight amount of flexibility you might get compared to getting into big corporate firms. uh, Still, people who are in corporate firms make it big. There's no question. It's obviously on the person in the end, but there's always a cushion in large size firms for you to like go to classes or take some off or have a vacation or anything about that. Yeah, you definitely do. Uh, that's about it. Like, I would like to restrict it to two pros, and the cons is that you don't get paid as much as you would in a large size firm. So when you work in a large size firm, there might be chance that you will be able to see a lot of audits where you'll have to stay in a very okay kind of hotels the client provide you and those kind of stuff, and also obviously luxurious as well, but mostly on the lower end because of the type of clients you'll have. But again, I would say that teaches you life as
Exactly.
to how you need to like be humble, and obviously working as an article student always teaches you humility, which is very important for you to take it forward when you become a qualified. And the other cons is that there's always that you might not have the kind of technological advancement as the big four people do.
Okay.
Tech is the most important thing, and you know how it's evolving and how it's making an impact in the field of audit and accounting and tax as well. That's one place you might lack if you work in a large firm. But again, there's always courses for you to catch up on it and learn it out of your own interest.
And but today after COVID, I see a lot of large firms also adapting to technology also, right?
Yeah, definitely they should be, because they have to be in business. They should be, and I'm sure they are, and because we all are working from remote, it's a part of life changing environment right now.
Okay, that's well said, Sai Karan. Like for every question you had crisp answers and to the point answers is what matters for students. So thank you so much, Sai Karan, to share your experience here. Thank you so much again.
Thank you, Karthik, for having me.